Good morning. Can we just take a moment to just woosah? Welcome to Morning Brew. Yes, it's me, your girl Germaine, and we are here. And you know what? I just needed to woosah because I'm already feeling the stresses coming on with my Wi Fi, but it will not get the victory today. Okay. So if you are here, if you're chiming in, let me know that you are chiming in and where you're chiming in from. I already, but you know what? We got the power today. So let's just see. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. I see that my videos are free up in my StreamYard studio. So not sure internet. But these past 2 days, I don't know. Maybe it's this message that needs to come forth. I hope you can hear me. But man, hopefully. Okay, guys, we are back. So, starting out, on Morning Brew this morning, technical difficulties, day two. I'm going to have to speak to my Wi Fi provider and find out what's going on. We spend our money and we still have issues. This is crazy. This is crazy. But listen, we are here. I will not hold you long. But if you are chiming in, listen, let me know you're here. Give me some support. Sister girl can use it. Right. So let's talk about really what today's brew is going to be about. So, the first thing I want to do, I just want to take a pause. Want to breathe in, want to exhale. And you know what? We're going to be pouring into purpose. Yes. So today, the brew is Your Story Deserves Structure. Now, I'm going to tell you why this lines up with just me personally in my life. It is right on time. So, this message today is for me. I hope it's for you, but I know for sure it's definitely for me. So, and chiming in today with Your Story Deserves Structure. Listen, have you ever felt that things were just out of control. You just have you felt like that recently, lately, or some point in your life? Have you ever felt like, hmm, why does it feel like I'm on a roller coaster, but I keep going around a circle, right? Constantly going around a circle. You just feel like, okay, what is happening right now? You know what? I had an aha moment this morning. And you know what I said? I said, when I took a moment to take a pause so I can really begin to look at and pour into purpose, it brought me back to my own personal journey. I began to look at all of the things I had accomplished. So when you ever get to a space in your life and you just feel like things are just like chaotic, it feels like bouncing off the walls, it feels like out of control, it feels like spiraling. Please take a moment, take a pause, pour into purpose and begin to just say, wait a minute, let me pull myself together, because most times all you need is structure. That's it. That was my aha moment today. Structure. And you know what? It brings things back into perfect alignment. Absolutely. Bringing things back into perfect alignment. And so that's where we are today. We're going to talk about your story deserves structure. It's not enough to have more, to have a powerful story if it's not structured. Do you hear me? Structured is going to be the key word today, okay? I think I'm going to adapt that word for the next few days, okay? I'm going to adapt that word, structure. Actually, I'm going to focus on structure, right? Until I feel a sense of alignment, things coming in its proper order. Okay. So if it's not structured, it stays unseen, unheard, and unmonetized. So if you having any financial issues that you may be going through, your resources are low, you're trying to see, okay, where can I put my hands on it? Then think about structure. Think about what you possess and putting structure to it. Okay. So let's get into I have to add all my things back since I got kicked out. But let's get back into our segment before, so we can kind of break some things down. I'm going to get into our pour into purpose segment. So right now I'm just trying to bring some things up on the screen, but here we go. Let's talk about let's break but your story needs organization. Now, I'm using the word story, but you know what? You can choose that word, my day, different things. Okay. I'm just saying brew the power of one story, right? So let's see, because I do see that I'm freezing up and I so apologize. This is annoying. I'm going to lose people chiming in for a coffee break because of all this foolishness. You think they'll reimburse me my money back since they take the money anyway? Right? So so let's get back to our segment pour into purpose. And okay, this is annoying. I'm not gonna lie, it's annoying. I look forward to coming to Morning Brew every day, Monday through Fridays. I do. It for me, it's inspiration. But you know what's challenging was is still breaking up. I even added an extender. right next to my, you know, my station, my studio, my laptop, my device. So anyway, all right, we're back here. So let me get through this before we crash out again, right? All right, so we're talking about pour into purpose. Your story needs organization. And like I said, if it did not come across, even if you don't want to use the word story, you want to replace it. If you want to replace it with your life may need organization, your day may need organization. This moment right now in time may need organization. So ideas without structure can create confusion. Yes, they can. Structure is going to be key. So if you're in a space right now in your present day and you feel that you need to bring some order to whatever chaos, whatever confusion you may be dealing with, if you're spiraling, whatever it may be, I want you to think about, let me take a moment and pause because I can get through this. Let me add some structure to whatever it is that looks like it's just trying to take you out, right? Okay. Clarity comes from intentional flow. Clarity comes from intentional flow. Clarity is so key with giving direction, where you are going, what you're trying to accomplish. Your message deserves to be understood. And without clarity, it becomes confusion. Without clarity, it definitely becomes confusion. Okay. Which means if you're dealing in that space, there's no structure. All right. Let's continue to flow a little more. All right. So clarity creates connection. Clarity creates connections. I can attest to that. Being clear. If people want to connect with you, right? Then they don't want to go through all this interruptions with internet signals and stuff. No, people want to connect with you. They want to be clear. They want to be able to chime in, to hear what the brew is about, right? So they can take from it what they need for their own personal journey, but they want clear connection. All right. I just thought I'll use that as an example. So people connect to what they can follow. Can't follow if there's a lot of interruptions. It's literally frustrating. And people's time is valuable. People's time is valuable. So right now we got a good stream, a good flow. So let's keep moving on, okay? All right. So quietly, I'm just praying within that, yes, the flow continues moving without any interruptions. All right. So, structure builds trust with your audience. Structure, it is key. But keep this in mind. Listen, we all are human, right? So, we go through things. Listen, one, I don't have all the answers. Two, I do have a heart. I love helping and working with people. Three, understand. I need you guys sometimes just like you need me, right? Because we don't have it all together and I'm never going to come off like I do. I don't. Life is life and around for everybody, right? And the thing is, I'm also always a work in progress. And so, I would rather, show humility and be vulnerable because then I can get the help that I need. So right now, yes, but you know what? I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on the main thing, and the main thing today is about structure. Yes, our systems. deserve to work and operate correctly. Yes. So, with that being said, let's continue on. I see the video feed coming in. All right, down to the bottom of it because we can't operate like this. No, you'll miss the most important parts of the message. Okay, so let's get into this. Clarity creates connection. We're still talking about that as we pour into purpose. All right, so remember, your story becomes teachable. Guys, structure this part of it. This is all a part of it. So come on, StreamYard, Xfinity, you're my partners in this. So I need y'all to help me out. Oh, so we can this. I believe they do. Like I said, it helps me. So I'm quite sure it's probably helping others. May not be for everybody, but I definitely believe it's for somebody. With this stream, so frustrating. So frustrating. But victory shall be ours and not this lack in our stream. So let's continue on. Structure unlocks opportunity. Structure unlocks opportunity. Yes, books, courses, platforms require flow. You with me? Structure will unlock opportunity, and opportunities will bring about less confusion, less stress, and more revenue generated in your pocket. Okay, so your story becomes a system, and that's what we teach here. We teach here at, through our ecosystem. Morning Brew may be the open door, the platform that opens us up to the world, but it's our systems of our publishing, HOV Publishing, HOV Academy, that really allow people to be equipped and get what they need to be able to understand the power in their stories and create those opportunities, because you're now structuring your story. You now have a book, and we have some books coming to market this week, a men's anthology book. I'll get more into that. Okay. All right. So, strategy turns messages into movements. Do you see the value in structure? Why it's so important? The more I talk about it, even today on Morning Brew, the more it is inspiring, uplifting, encouraging, and giving me power. Yes, me. I'm talking about me. Like I said, I'm the first partaker of most of my messages that come for me. Okay. All right. So, yes, that was pour into purpose. Now I want to go into our Blacks in Fact. Our Blacks in Fact. And today we are talking about I'm going to bring a picture of her in her earlier days, Miss Toni Morrison. Yes, she's in this thought position right now. I can imagine what was going through her mind at that time. She looked so deep in thought, right? Toni Morrison wrote stories centered around Black life and identity, creating space where our voices were often missed. I want to talk about one of the things that her quote: if there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. Powerful. That's a powerful quote. Let me say it again, because you may have been looking for a book on maybe something that you need answers to, or something that you needed encouragement from, or something that was just going to open up the imagination, your mind. whatever, financial books, whatever that book is. If it's something that's such a desire within you, then like she says, if there's a book that you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, then you must write it. I absolutely love that, especially as a publisher. I love that because people bring some amazing book ideas to me, book concept, visions, things that's been weighing on them. And I absolutely love that. So, yes, thank you, Toni Morrison. Yes, who has used her genius, her brilliance, and for the books that she did not see in existence yet, she began to be the author of those very stories. So we salute you, we acknowledge you, and our Blacks in Fact for this day. Thank you. And so, okay, guys, let's continue to move forward. All right, we're going to be bringing it to a close shortly since we have a good stream. I don't even want to talk about it. So, but this is a segment I definitely want to talk about that we all can take part in. Actually, you know what? Yes. Let me put this up and then we'll go into some things that are happening. So, it's our reflection questions. Let's talk about what are two questions I want to leave for you today. Hmm. You ready? Okay. I have two questions. The first one is, where is my story unclear or all over the place? Ooh, sounds a little chaotic and confused, huh? That's okay. Please know that is okay, because if you are in that space right now in your story, in your present life, in your job, in your home, if you are feeling like that, overwhelmed, just then you know what? Yes, I'm going to say you're in a good place. And the reason I'm going to say that is because sometimes if you just take a pause, all you might need is to see, how do I structure what is in me, what what I know I can do to change that m- emotional, mental state that I may be in right now. Okay. Structure, our keyword. Structure. Okay. Second, all right, let's get it together. I'm trying to wait for it to line up. Okay, second question. What would happen if I organized my message intentionally? What would happen if I organized my message intentionally? One, I'm going to say, now I'm only speaking for myself because I hope you take these questions to heart, but definitely you'll find clarity. What would happen if I organized my message intentionally? Clarity, lack of confusion. You'll see structure in place. You see where I'm going? Okay. I'm going to leave those two questions for you. All right. Now, before we bring this to a close in our call to action or our final sip, well, this is what I want to do real quick, if you're with me. So today is Tuesday. I'm trying to see. Today is Tuesday. And if you have been a part of Morning Brew, then you know Tuesdays at lunchtime, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Maybe definitely it may be morning Central Stand or Pacific Standard Time. Yes, it is our TikTok Tuesdays live. I feel myself freezing up. Try to get this message right. It is our TikTok. Here we go. Here we go. It is our TikTok Tuesdays. Yes, it's the spillover conversation. Mhm. I need you to join me over on TikTok. If you are available, if you are familiar with TikTok, we are at Morning Brew with Germaine. I would love to invite you into the live. It's only about 30 minutes, but you know what? I'm finding my sea legs. I'm finding my voice over on TikTok, right? It is something totally different from any of our other social media platforms, I'm learning. But yeah, the spillover. When I think about it, I think it's a little more intimate, it's a little more engaging. Um, and like I said, just learning TikTok, but there are definitely some things that I want to share on TikTok that's really going to be a little more hands-on for breaking some things down when it comes to even today's message, talking about structure. In the spillover, just to give you a little insight, yes, we will be really diving into that and talking about how that can look. Um, and what may need to take place. But I'm not going to go so far into it right now. 30 minutes, if you have, stop by on TikTok, just send me some love. These hearts things, tap the screen, get your hearts, right? But stop by if you can for a few minutes. I would love to get your insight and feedback on really if you find that you're in a space right now and you didn't think about structure being the solution, but structure can definitely be the answer to whatever problem you might be dealing with. But I'm going to talk and share a little more of that over on TikTok today. All right. So at this point, yes, let me share also real quick before we wrap up today's brew. I want to just also thank everybody that has joined the school community. Let me add this on the screen so you can see how. But I really want to thank everybody that has joined the school community because it is definitely growing. People are getting answers to their questions. I'm finding out so much more about people that are engaging. You'll be surprised the likeness that you may find with people when you can extend and broaden your territory, right? So real quick, so I met Diana over on in the school community, and she was so excited, and I just really wanted to encourage her. But she had did an anthology book, and she found some of her writers, some of the women writers, right in the school community, and she's in Germany, and her book became a bestseller. And I was so excited for her. I just met her, but I understand. I tell you, as a publisher for 18 years, I understand. I was super excited for her. And let me get the right image up. School community, right? It's scrolling on the bottom, and I'll put it up on the screen that you can join our school community. I'll also add it in the comments too, okay? Because I had been in the school community, and I'm just sharing a little bit. If you are looking for a sense of belonging or a sense of growing community because you may be so spread out through all your social media platforms, I just find that school is a great place. It's like no judgment zone. That's how it feels. And being able to really engage and communicate with those around the globe. I love it. Because when else would I meet people from Germany or, Sweden or um, Spain that's chiming into my community? So it's been a beautiful thing. But you realize there's so much commonality in a lot of regards when you can connect with people that are excited about connecting with you. So, nevertheless, that is our school community. I do want to share the link with you because, hey, you never know. You might want to chime in. So, I am going to put it in our comments if you decide. Okay, let me go back. Okay, let's do this again. I'm gonna put it in there. If you decide that, you know what, let me just join, it's free, and let me just kind of look around and see what this is all about. That's what I did. Hello, Miller84P over on Instagram. So, but yes, that's what I did. I just, I was opened to, I wouldn't say I was invited into it, but a post came across that was shared with me, and I decided to take a look because it's something I have been wanting to find for myself. And you know what? I found that it worked for me. So if you are like I was looking for a place of building community where you can literally traffic all of your social media um, community into one space. And now I have the opportunity to be able to really help people understand the power of their story through my courses, my classroom. And I don't know, I enjoy it. It's been fun. I've been meeting people, literally engaging with people every day, asking questions and helping them to find value even in what I teach, right? So here we do appreciate you so much for chiming in. On the bottom of our screen, yes, we have scrolling. If you find any value in Morning Brew with Germaine, and I do sincerely apologize for any technical difficulties, then you know what? I ask that, hey, if you feel led to sow a seed or buy me a coffee or click on the stars on Facebook, then hey, I welcome it. And I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, people don't just realize I don't realize. So, hello, Ed Transcendent over on Instagram in the Morning Brew with Germaine. Um, yes, we've been having a little technical difficulties yesterday, but you know what? I have no idea what's going on. I just need to call my providers and see what is going on. This is a little embarrassing. It is. I see back at me. Listen, you gotta find the laughter and the joy in things. When things aren't going your way, and things want to try to, affect your peace, you have to find, or you know what, maybe it's not fine. Maybe it's just using that situation for the good. And so right now, my key for me is always protect your peace. Let nothing or no one disrupt that. Sometimes it's just a matter of, oh, let me remove myself from this space. And we will be doing that shortly as we wrap up Morning Brew. But even when we're going through some things that may not work in our favor, you know what? Sometimes you just have to always remember your peace first. Make it priority, your peace, right? All right, so let's talk about this. A call to action. Don't just tell your story. I want you to begin to structure it. Yes, structure it. So, and the way you can do that, like I said, you can join our school community. And listen, the Builders Lab is always open, so you can go in at any time at your own pace, and you can start understanding and gaining clarity for the power around your story. Fair enough? Listen, it's my gift to you. It doesn't cost you anything but some time, an open mind, but it's there for you to go through it, okay? All right, guys, now we're coming to the final sip. Yes, this is the time where we can kind of bring it to a close. Thank you for sticking in there with me. Thank you for chiming in. I do apologize for, but we will gain the power even over that, right? I hope. So, the final sip, let's talk about it real quick as we bring it to a close. Toni Morrison was our Blacks in Fact today. She was our feature today. She didn't just write stories, she shaped narratives that shifted culture. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. So, you know how we do. We sip slow, structure with intention, and build what lasts. Okay? All right. That's what we're doing. We're going to build what lasts. So now, like I said, if you are around for lunchtime, join me over on TikTok. Hopefully we won't run into these internet issues. I'll be doing that from my cell phone, right? But yes, join me 12:30 today for Morning Brew with Germaine, the spillover conversation. It's been really good, but I'm finding my voice over there. I am. TikTok is like none other. It's interesting, and we are learning. So charge it to my head, not my heart. But I hope to see you over on TikTok at 12:30. So thank you so much for sticking with me today. And yeah, we'll continue the conversation over there. But listen, if you decided you wanted to go through some of our videos, some of our morning brews, the past morning brews, our authors brew Friday, our mixed blend Wednesdays, and see the guests we have in studio, please do just go over to our YouTube channel, Morning Brew with Germaine, and you can listen, subscribe, you can like, you can, all that good stuff. But yeah, you have an opportunity to go play back. Something may resonate with you. I hope it does. Every time I do a morning brew, it resonates with me. So I'll talk to you soon. We'll be back tomorrow. It is Wednesdays. Yes. And we do have our Coach Kathleen in studio with us. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Morning Brew with Germaine. Have a great day. Be safe, whatever it is you do out there. And I hope you come over to the spillover on TikTok Live with me. Talk to you soon. Bye.